Hey, it's Dan Reese here, your friendly neighborhood ring maker. In this video I'm going to show you how to make one of these cool rings made with old comic books. This project began with a hunt at my local comic book shop. I found a load of great comic books that were usable, but I settled on this one Spider-Man comic that features Venom. I set my calipers to 10mm, laid them on the page, and then used an X-Acto knife to mark 2 lines where I needed to cut. Then I used a ruler and the knife to cut out the piece of artwork that I wanted to use for the outside of the ring. Looking pretty good. I basically repeated the same steps for the inside artwork too. Next I cut 3 long 10mm wide strips of paper from one of the comic book pages to make up the body of the ring. So there's the inside layer of the ring, the strips that will make the overall bulk, and the outside artwork. Time to glue it all together. I wrapped the inside layer around a former. I just used a socket covered in masking tape for this, dabbed on a small amount of Mod Podge onto the overlapping flap and stuck it down. Simples. Then I just carried on wrapping, gluing and rolling all of the comic book strips together to form my ring. So I've wrapped up my comic book pages and now I'm going to coat the outside and the inside of the ring with a bit of this amazing stuff called Mod Podge. Another thing I decided to do was I just cut out this little Spider-Man face and I've just stuck it like over the seam where the comic book joined. So I've just stuck it on, go over it with a bit of Mod Podge, and then cut off the excess, and that gets rid of the ugly seam at the back. Sweet! So here's a little bit of that Mod Podge action. Oh yeah! By applying 2 to 3 layers of this stuff, it stops the superglue finish from making the pages translucent and keeps all of the sexy details looking crisp. For a finish, I used CA glue, aka superglue. I applied the glue carefully 1 layer at a time and gave it a little zhoosh with some activator spray in between coats. You could use lacquer or some kind of resin to finish a ring like this, but I know that CA is incredibly durable as it's the finish I use for all of my Bentwood rings. CA finishing is my superpower. Alright, so I've basically got a really rough finish on the ring now. I've got a full coating on the inside, the outside and the edges. And the next thing I'll do is polish it up with a bazillion grits of sandpaper. Basically what you want to do on this stage is just sand it up until the highest grit that you possibly can. And just make sure that all of the finish is nice. Make sure the finish is nice and smooth and even. Polishing took a hell of a long time by hand, but I just systematically worked my way through progressively finer grits of sandpaper on every surface of the ring. So that's the end of the project, and I'll be honest, I am massively enjoying this ring.